Hey, this is John Lint, lead programmer of BB Digital Lab, and you are listening to or watching the BB&J Podcast. Excellent to be reaching your eyes and ears. As I hopefully have in the past, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. It's good to have you. This is usually a 10 to 15 minute little segment or podcast on all things marketing, web design, what have you. This time, we're doing something a little different, and that's memes again. So in the Monday podcast, I was talking about the importance of memes. I went over, some of the reasons why memes are so effective. They create highly engaging content. They stand out. They kind of catch you off guard. So now it's like, okay, I know memes are important, John, but how do I actually post them? How do I post them in an engaging way? I mean, if your audience is even like millennials or Gen Z, you might be thinking like, I don't have time to see all the new memes and stay active on Twitter and TikTok and Facebook and Reddit and Instagram. Like, how can I get in the meme game and not just fall behind or post a bunch of content that's outdated by the time it even comes out? So I'm going to do my best to answer those questions. The first thing is, I promise you, if you're doing it right, if you're keeping up on trends right, it doesn't take that much time. And it feels like, okay, I have to like regularly trend watch and I have to see what's coming up and all that. But in large part, you don't. I mean, there's excellent reasons. If you really want to get on trends before they even start, by all means, find some people, look up like up and coming meme trends. Or I know on TikTok, there's a few creators that are like, hey, trend watch, hashtag watch, whatever it may be. And that's an excellent way where you don't have to go out and find all the content. It's curated for you, analyzed by someone who pretty much does that for a living, right? Of new trends, especially new memes. Another way is if you're creating an ad, if you're creating content, especially if you're planning it out, get the content that you want built out ahead of time, so you know what the messaging and the core content itself is. But wait to make the meme itself until like a day or two before you're actually going to post, or you're going to make the ad go live. I know it's kind of scary to do things last minute. We do everything we can to avoid last minute stuff. But just going on to some whatever meme area, meme collection, whether that be, I mean, Reddit is generally pretty good for memes. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, especially certain like Facebook communities. Go see what meme templates are popular at that time. Stick your content in there. So you don't have to constantly be following. You can just see, okay, I've seen several posts of this cat with, I don't know, a pancake on its face. So let me get in on that. As long as it isn't something like incredibly offensive, you're best off doing it that way. Of finding like, okay, this is like super fresh content. This is a super fresh meme template. And to clarify, when I say meme template, you have, the various memes, right? And usually they follow a template. That's how memes operate. So let me draw one quickly. Let's say this is going to be incredibly confusing, but for the audio listeners, but I will do my best to describe it. So let's say you have like car, Okay. So let's say you have a car. Let me draw it so it's a little clearer. Can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. So you have, I'm terrible at drawing cars, so please bear with me. You have your car, right? And then there's that. Say the light. How do you draw cars? This is terrible. Like, there's a reason that I went into programming, because I don't have to draw. Okay, here's your car. Okay, so if you can see it, here's the car, and then here is I don't know, big old snow pile on top of another car, and the person is sitting in it, and he's looking, and it says like rough day. Here, if you can, I just realized that it's backwards, so this doesn't even, okay, but like outside of the text, you can see, you can see like something as simple as that. This would be a template. So here you have this and this. The text, you would change it out every time, right? So it would be like, you go to the basic form in terms of the template. You always have the car, right? You always have the snow piled over the next car, and you have some sort of like kind of what is it? Kind of sarcastic or downplayed comment, and then you can label this whatever you want. So it could be, I mean, like in the case of marketing, it could be like, you know, just stay up to date with the new algorithm, and then Facebook's always constantly changing algorithm. Not the best meme, definitely not the best drawn, but that's an example. And how long did that take me? Probably could have taken me longer, but I could have done that in a day, like made an actual meme out of that. Especially if the template's there, then that's like 10 minutes. To clarify, not an entire day, 8 hours to make a single meme, but if I have this template, and you can find meme templates online, or with a little bit of Photoshop or even Microsoft Paint experience, and you can just white out the sections and put your own text on it. You can copy paste whatever you want. Like I said, have an idea of the content you want to put there beforehand, and it's just a plug and chug, you know, or I don't know, a fill and go. But with a meme template, and there's even like meme template generators and makers websites where you can make a meme based on pre-existing templates. It's pretty easy. Like I said, it takes 5-10 minutes, and boom, you have a meme. With ads, you're going to want to spend more time because you're seeing a lot of people. You're taking it. If memes are a bit of a bigger risk, so you need to make sure that you're being more mindful of what will age better, so you can reuse the ad, will last longer. And for that, I'd say find memes that have been around for a little bit longer. The so-called meme elitists are gonna be like, oh, well, that was dead, 3 weeks ago. But those same people will say that a meme is dead almost immediately. To clarify, when I say a meme dies, I'm referring to a meme that is no longer popular, or not even necessarily popular, but it has gotten to the point where it's kind of exhausted its originality, and it's all just very kind of generic or or uninteresting. It doesn't generate the same level of excitement as it used to. And I mean, the whole point of making a meme is to generate excitement and generate interest, right? So that is, yeah, some one of the basic ways to create meme content. Um, Another way is, I mean, finding someone who can deliver effective memes. That's not that's not unique. That's not like something that's never been tried before. A lot of companies hire young people specifically to develop memes or like fresh, new, and engaging content. Um, you'll see that a lot on platforms where it 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 you're trying to generate, or these companies are trying to generate like a one-on-one kind of interaction. I mean, I've seen recently with Chipotle, on TikTok, they've been crushing it. And they just have this one guy who, I don't know what his full-time job is, but the big thing you see him on is just making memes, making fun little videos. So there was one where it's like how to eat on your Zoom call, and he has the Zoom thing, which, the subject matter is very fresh, and that's an excellent meme idea. And he takes the Chipotle burrito and what was it? He cuts out like a little piece of paper into the shape of a coffee mug, and he pretends like he's drinking like this. I mean, you have to bear with me, but imagine that this is a giant coffee mug, and I have my burrito. This is really stretching the imagination. For those of you who are listening, I'm holding up a notebook and my phone as the burrito, but he like had it, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm just drinking coffee while he's eating the burrito. But like, that was hilarious. That got tons of engagement, an organic engagement. That's what's wonderful about memes, is you get organic engagement with your content. So you can be putting this stuff out. You can be posting these memes, and you don't have to boost it a ton because the internet will boost it for you. I mean, that's what's so wonderful. Another big one that comes to mind is Lil Nas X, who is an artist, rap artist, and for I know one of his like most recent songs, and Old Town Road, he specifically hired meme creators to create a bunch of memes using his music or in relation to his songs, to promote them. And he freaking killed it. He's on TikTok right now putting out memes. Let me tell you, they're great. That's the thing with all these memes. Even though we as viewers, we know that they're ads, we know that these are, companies. These aren't just like normal people like me, us. Like, we still appreciate it. It's like, you know what? Wendy's, Chipotle, like, you're putting out good memes. And it creates that level of personability that is incredibly challenging, especially for larger companies. But regardless of the size of your company, how do I put this? People kind of want to feel like they're engaging with a person, or like it's almost like the company has a personality. Like, this company is this individual being that is posting these memes. And great way to get on that is follow companies that post memes that get a lot of engagement. You'll probably see them in your feeds. That's the whole thing. But see what trends they get on, and try to get on the same trends. Another way to effectively get into the memes. My last piece of advice, and I just want to get this out here before I sign off on memes, is be very careful with impact fonts and going too edgy, especially in the context really matters here. So our on the subject of impact fonts, those were, I mean, they were a great thing when they first came out, because you went from this like lawless wasteland of like yellow text or red text with no border in on these images that, or like you'd have like gray text on like a black background, and that form of standardization allowed for replicatable and legible memes. But we've gotten past that largely, and just the usage of impact font and that meme style, it's just not where it was before. It's not as popular. It makes, if you use it in the wrong context, especially if you're trying to engage with a younger audience, it makes you feel dated, and it's actually going to do more harm than it will look good. If you're engaging with an older audience, even millennials, impact fonts can work great. But before you post memes to a community or targeting a specific community, see what kind of memes they post, right? If they don't use impact fonts, don't use impact fonts. The subject of edgy content, be incredibly careful, because I've seen that, once again, be incredibly detrimental to a company. I remember a few years ago, there was an airline company, and they were undergoing some controversy. They were posting memes about it at the time. Or like, haha, it's, oh, why are you so offended by this? And like, it just backfired massively, because it's like, it was just incredibly tone deaf. So be careful on that regard. Now, if I'm just posting like a generic marketing meme, that can be fine. And most of your memes are probably going to be fine, but just be aware. Not cringy, edgy, or like trying to, shock viewers, kind of memes can very easily backfire. So if you know if you're doing it, make sure you know what you're doing. I kind of touched on this right before, or as I was getting into all that stuff. So I'd like to kind of elaborate further on what I was saying in the terms of the subject of memes. If you're targeting a certain demographic, if you're targeting a certain audience, see what memes they post and post those memes. It's not just about staying on the general meme message boards. It's about staying on the meme message boards that the demographic you're trying to target is on. So if I see the general memes and I post that, it can get fine engagement with my audience. But if I go to like special meme oriented or like more casual groups associated with my audience, and I see, I don't know, there's posts about ducks with hats, I should probably reframe my content in that way, because that's going to engage with my specific audience. And memes are a great way to target your demographic, because that question of replicatability, you can get on that replication with the people you want to be engaging with. And on that note, I'd like to thank you so much for listening and watching. If you have any questions, you can leave it at the wherever you're seeing this. in the comment section, or you can go to bbdigitallab.com/podcast. You can ask whatever question you want in the contact us form at the bottom of the page. You can also check out some of the older podcasts that we've had, or the previous podcasts we've had. And yeah, I guess this is me signing off, and I will see you next week. This has been the BB&J Podcast.